We can do like
Welcome back to the Nuggcast podcast. This week we're playing Depth with our friends. We're gonna talk about the video games and then we're gonna give it a rating.
Welcome to the Nuggcast, the only weekly gaming podcast where every member has been eaten by a shark. My name's Rowan.
Micah.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm Ryan.
Today we're talking about a weekly game club game, Depth, and then we'll get into some news. And a few other games that we've been playing this week.
So a couple of weeks ago, my lovely girlfriend bought all of us in our friend group a copy of the video game Depth. Nice and spooky, nice and scary. The water is horrifying, and we're going to talk about it, so let's dive in.
Out of water splash.
Good.
No, add the sploosh from Wind Waker.
Oh.
That'll be like a call forward.
That's the next level of my comedy. Is that's going forward.
Exactly.
Come at me, Louis C.K.
Or I could just do my impression of like, sploosh. There you go. That's the one from Wind Waker.
That's a pretty good sploosh.
Yeah.
Depth is an asymmetrical multiplayer game made by digital confectioners using the Unreal Engine 3, and it was released in 2014.
What do you guys all think of it?
I thought it was real fun.
It was easily one of the most fun multiplayer experiences I've had in a while.
Yeah.
I think I played the second most. I think I only played like an hour less than you,
Yeah.
Rowan. But I got to level 20.
I definitely played it the least.
Yeah.
That's level 20?
Yeah, you level up crazy fast.
I got to level 7 last night.
Yeah, that was just in like a 2-hour
Yeah.
session as well.
I got to 9. I only played like a couple more
It
games.
was a 3-hour session. We went ham.
Oh, okay. Highly recommended to play with your friends. If you don't have friends,
Yeah.
whoops.
I don't know how the matchmaking goes. So I haven't needed to.
I was played primarily just with my girlfriend, just matchmaking with her. It doesn't take too long to find a match. It usually takes like 40 seconds if it's just 2 people, which is like not too bad.
Yeah.
How's the community?
I don't know. It's just because
It's
it's
not good.
Is it not?
No, I fucked up one kill as a shark, and this guy went all the way back to 2009, called me a noob, and then he said GTFO and then bailed.
Just people that don't know. So Depth is a game where the main game mode is the one people can ever get into. Is 2 teams. There's a team of 4 divers and a team of 2 sharks. Sharks trying to kill divers. Divers trying to kill the sharks. Trying to collect
they're
gold.
trying to collect the treasure
And
get to the
there's-
end.
So that's
of the
one
little-
game mode. There's another game mode that's not fun, Megalodon Hunt.
Have you managed to get into
What's
it?
that?
Yeah, we played a Megalodon Hunt actually.
Yeah.
It's
What do
I
you
actually
do?
don't mind it. So basically, you try and get enough points by collecting treasure and killing the sharks. Once you get a certain amount of points, you become the Megalodon. And the Megalodon's just one big shark.
Yeah, well, it's a giant
that's what
prehistoric shark.
So, and then you go around and kill people, and if you get enough points as the Megalodon, that's how you win. So it's constantly juggling who is the Megalodon, and you got to get the most points as the Megalodon.
Does it stack
Megalodon.
points?
Yes.
See, that
So-
sounds really fun. I'm mad I couldn't get into a match of that.
Yeah.
No,
But, like,
maybe we
even
should
just,
organise it.
Yeah, we should have played it last night when we had a full server
That-
full of people.
Would have been good.
But yeah, just like good things about the games is like you get a lot of like you level up and unlock a lot of abilities that actually make the game more fun and like more difficult. Some abilities seemed a little more overpowered than others. I know that there was kind of a running joke that whenever the divers started being not so great last night, they'll just shove down a shitload of turrets. And just be like, we got this.
Look.
The thing also, you played a bit of matchmaking where it was just you and your girlfriend,
Yes.
right? So, did you find that you were grouped with people that had abilities that you couldn't get yet? Because that's the thing, like, I didn't get to level 18, so I didn't get with the divers, the bleeding rounds.
Yeah,
but I feel like that would change a lot. And if you got matched with someone that had that and you didn't have that yet, that would be kind of annoying.
From my experience, everyone had pretty much the same stuff. Like, I remember ever encountering a turret before last night when we all played together.
Yeah.
Like, I found it pretty easy to, like, get the highest score as a diver, even lower levels. So I think, matchmaking is pretty good, considers your level pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad, because that was kind of a worry, but since I only was actually...
Yeah, it was interesting to play with people that were so much more experienced than me. It was a little overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the overwhelming on your side came from the internet being a shit.
Well, yeah, the internet was fine at first. It was just, I don't know what happened.
Start fucking up. Yeah, sometimes it happens. But
Yeah.
yeah. Let's get into the negative stuff. What are some flaws you guys had noticed with the game?
The only main flaw I could really think of was, other than like the occasional connection issues, which I don't know weren't too bad. Like I just have Rob Bandy for a bit, then we fix itself. Was I definitely felt sharks were significantly harder to win as. Like
Yes. The problem was, unless you were constantly pushing as the sharks, the divers have two win conditions, which is you get it to the end, or you use up all the sharks' lives.
Well, I think that maybe it was a flaw with us because we very specifically were having the same couple sharks over and over again. So we were like picking up on people's play styles and just would not allow
But then,
to
like,
do that anymore.
because it was me and Rob personally kept being sharks.
Yeah.
I know, but that gave us like an opportunity to be better at sharks, though.
Yeah,
Which,
but then
like, yeah, 'cause,
also
like, we
I
did
knew how
better
he
each-
kept killing me, so the other guy that we were playing with, he constantly was killing me at first, and then I figured out the way he was killing me, so I just wouldn't allow that anymore.
No, but he's shit.
Yeah.
See, I kept getting
That's
better.
good.
I know as a team we kept doing better every round. For the sharks, I never feel like it took us like 3 goes to be able to beat you guys as well.
Yeah.
But like even if it's just random sharks, the divers win significantly more than the sharks.
Yeah, but I feel like
Which
it would be
isn't-
less if we are. The
Nope.
sharks would have a chance to win more if we had different sharks.
I know it's the same with when I was just matchmaking with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's just sharks definitely win less than the
Well,
divers.
it's harder because there's less people.
Yeah. I feel like the main issue with the sharks was you don't kill people quickly enough. I feel like thrashing damage should have been more.
One interesting thing to note is that over the entire course of me playing, I think, like, regardless of what side I was on, the Sharks won maybe 5 times. I played
Do you
like a
remember
shitload
when
of games.
before we had a full team, when we played with that random, he was just, sharks were winning every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can get really, really good sharks.
Yeah.
But I feel
Yeah.
like that's because when you play sharks, that's an entirely new skill you need to learn.
Yeah.
This is unlike pretty much any other game. But when playing a diver, it's like, oh, it's a shooter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
well,
just
that's-
don't, I just
which
don't
isn't
think
a bad
it's
thing, it's just-
necessarily a bad thing that it's harder to be sharks.
And
That's
maybe
one thing
maybe
that I
at like
was
the
like to say.
higher levels, it would be like easier
Yeah.
when everyone's like played a lot of both.
Yeah,
But-
that's one thing I was about to say is that like it's the Sharks win less, so people normally choose diver, but diver can get boring after a couple rounds, so you just kind of like, oh, I want to see what the shark is like, because it's like fun
Yeah.
to just like if you can manage to get a kill as a shark, it's like satisfying.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
really-
because like after a while, when we've been playing for an hour or so, I was like, no, I'm gonna switch from being I don't care to like I want to be the shark.
Yeah,
I was
But I
actually-
didn't get to be the shark again.
Nah.
They did a
I
good
did
job
worse,
of
though.
they did a good job of making the sharks, despite like having less mechanics than the divers, like less things to choose from, less like attack wise, because it's just
Well,
thrusting.
their progression was very linear, the sharks, from when I played at least.
And I didn't
Yeah.
mind it as much because like each shark's
Oh,
ability.
it was fine, but it was just like I didn't have options.
If
Maybe
it wasn't
because
for
of
the-
my level.
You
If it
get
wasn't
a
for
lot
the
more
shark-
upgrades high level.
If it wasn't for the shark's ability, I think that would be the case. But like with the shark having its own like separate active ability as well, depending on which shark you pick.
Yeah.
I think it was if you switch up the shark and like kind of understand how that works, then I think it's a lot less repetitive.
I know, like
But if you're like, oh, I'll be the tiger shark every time, then it's like, oh, I'm kind of,
I actually enjoyed it the most when I kept playing the same shark. Because I was like,
Yeah, I
especially
noticed that.
my favorite shark was the Mako shark,
Maker.
Monko shark,
A Macarena shark.
The Maker shark.
Mako shark. Because its ability lets you get pretty much lets you mark a target. Then if you kill that target in a few seconds, you get more points.
Yeah, that's the only
Evolution
shark
points?
that I played as.
And yeah, it's like a little shark that dies really quickly but does a lot of damage,
And it's super fast.
and it's super fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it lets you progress through because there's this system where you like evolve new passive abilities of the sharks throughout the thing, and it just makes it so much easier with the Mako to get to the high levels much faster.
Yeah.
But also he's much stricter players because he dies in a few shots with any weapon.
Yeah, like that's one thing. Like the sharks all have their ups and downs. I found that when I went to pick a shark for the first time, I was reminded of all the first times I played racing games, and they had like like little
Oh, yeah, little
Yeah.
bars.
yeah little bars for each of your abilities and stuff. But I feel like talking about this is leading up to the point. Just straight up, do you guys feel like the game was balanced between the divers and the sharks?
No.
Because the divers definitely won more, but I feel like there's a lot of incentive to play the shark.
I think it's fairly balanced.
I feel
Because,
like specifically the shark has a learning curve.
Yeah.
it's
Which puts
balanced to
people
a
off.
higher level of play is the
Yeah.
thing. Like if you're
Which is more important, in my opinion.
yeah, like at the start you'll probably be more confident playing the divers, and then you know get there. But then the problem is also like it does have a tutorial mode, but it's learning to play the shark might be a bit difficult if you don't have a group of friends kind of thing. And if
Yeah.
you play it alone, then it's like, oh, I'm bringing down the other person that's a shark.
Yeah, for sure. I
That
did
kind of
feel like
stuff.
some things that the divers could do incapacitated the sharks quite a lot. Like the shark shield and the turrets used in combination is just kind of like, where the fuck am I now?
Yeah, that's right.
And I felt like even though the game didn't feel balanced to me, at least, it was a lot of fun no matter what.
It's still really fun to suck at it.
Yes.
Which it is like that does mean that there is an integral flaw in it. You know, like it's not balanced, but that doesn't mean it's not fun. I'm someone who rates games and how much fun I played.
Also-
I had a shitload of fun with it.
And like along those lines, it's a game that gives you just really good stories. Where you just be like, oh, so I was playing deck the other night, and then I was the shark, my mate Micah was a diver, and I was just hunting him down.
Yeah, and I fucking missed him 6 times, and we both just giggled until we died.
Whenever
Really, it
my-
ended up being the divers hunting the sharks more by the end.
Just whenever Mike would leave a building, I would just go full dickhead mode, just be like, I'm going to get you.
Yeah, you
I'm
would
gonna
just
get
turn
you.
into a bull, and I would matador, and I was not a very good matador.
I was not a very good bull.
Getting munched up.
I would like eventually munch you, but by then I'm just like, at what cost?
Yeah.
A good thing to mention is that the consumables, the reason we were able to get so many turrets out is because we were dying so
you,
much.
Yeah, and
because
you
you
do
can
have a
only buy
limited
them
amount
once you
of
die.
lives, so you do need to manage that.
And if you're constantly dying, yeah, you'll get a bunch of turrets out, but you've also lost a bunch of lives in the process.
And that
So-
did bite us in the ass a couple times.
And it does, you know, it does end up kind of balancing itself out like that. Like whether that works, you know, at higher levels we haven't really seen, but it seems like it would kind of balance that out.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing I really noticed, the objectives and just the way the map was laid out was really good.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had, I believe, 12 maps. All of them felt
For the one game mode that we kept playing.
Yeah.
Oh,
What was
okay.
that game mode called?
Blood and Gold.
Blood and
Yeah.
Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the maps were quite distinct from one another. They all felt really different and new and fun.
I disagree with that. I felt
yeah?
that they were just like all of the same sort of thing.
Really?
Yeah. I think that the level design could have been a little better. I had a lot of fun playing it still,
I
but
love
like
level
they
design.
could have, you know, varied it up a little bit better.
No, I liked how each map had its own aesthetic.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
They did have its own aesthetic, but
But if you look at the
once again-
design, it's kind of like,
yeah.
oh, each of them has a bunch of buildings to
Yeah,
keep the
and then
divers
there's the
safe,
room,
and a few
and
open
then
areas.
there's the windows or doors that you can smash, and then the sharks spawn here and here. You know.
I like
That
it's
is,
like the basic design of the game. Kind of you need areas
Yeah.
like that, but I think they did the best they could with like how there's like a sunken
Yeah.
ship for some things, or like I think like some parts like a crashed plane, and
Yeah.
others.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
like.
Oh, it's not bad, but I just think it could have been. a
Or
little
like, and there's
better.
like cabins and mine shafts and stuff. I feel like the variety was good.
I played on all maps. It felt quite voracious.
the only part where I noticed where I was like, I really don't like this map is specifically playing as the sharks in the coral reef level. Because
Right.
it's like you're
Yeah.
right up near the surface and it's like a big old maze and you can't see where you're
I
going.
that
I
one
felt
was
like
not
and you
the
don't
coral,
have depth.
The coral in general was like felt a little unorganic. It just felt very placed to me.
It did
And
a little
I
bit.
did have a problem
yeah.
with a lot of the color palette in the game. It was very grey and dull, and I know that that's probably what they were going for. But like, especially when they're in a bright coral reef, it might be nice to have some variation.
It was a bit of a dull reef, yeah, I will
Yeah.
definitely
The
say.
coral did look very bleached,
But yeah,
which I guess is like accurate.
and it's like they do have those ones where they're like really dead and there's oil everywhere, and that's great for that one. But I just sort of like to see some difference, you know,
I
because the
feel like,
ocean's very different.
They did that dang Call of Duty thing and went for the gritty maps
Yeah.
more so
Oh,
than
they
colorful,
definitely.
like nice to
All
look
the
at.
different shark designs, they're so gritty.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Speaking of different shark designs, one of the main mechanics,
Oh, mechanics.
probably a core mechanic in this game, is buying chests. So it's kind of like it does the Counter-Strike thing. You buy a chest, and you don't need a key to open
It's
it.
$2.
$2 for a chest. You don't need anything to
Oh.
open. You just open the chest for $2. And inside it just does the little roulette thing. Roulette? It's like a little
The
wheel.
little
Yes.
roller. It's predetermined. It
Yeah.
means nothing.
Yeah, no, but it looks like something.
Yeah.
And so my girlfriend opened up a single chest, immediately got a $30 skin. So then I was like,
Yeah.
I need to get me some of that sweet profit. So I was like, hey, I got $20 on my Steam wallet. So I bought 10 cases. Opened all of them. Got like all up like $6 worth of skins. But yeah,
That's just how it goes.
that's just
I mean, that's not really a statement on the depth loot boxes. It's a statement on all loot
It's
boxes.
just-
oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
that's not me complaining. That was me saying that was a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, just in general, I think there was maybe one game I played where I was like, I don't want to play anymore. I'm not having fun. So I think that a lot of
No, yeah, it's a very fun
was
game.
very
The
enjoyable.
only time I wanted to stop playing was when I was playing on a worse keyboard and I was tired. And I was like 25 frames per second and want sleep. But even then I was having fun.
Yeah.
Which not many games can make me have fun at 25 frames while I'm tired.
Yeah, it was definitely very enjoyable. I think I can speak for all of us when I say we're all gonna probably play again. Probably
Yeah.
tonight.
Almost definitely.
Yeah, I'm down.
That's very good. How did you guys feel about like the way that the golden treasure was laid out? Like how it was, there's a little bit
I
of it in
think
the
it was
room with the
fine.
enemy, and then it was kind
It
of
was just a bit fiddly picking it up. That's
Yeah,
what I
the
felt.
hitboxes
Yeah,
are
that's
way
what I was
too
gonna
small.
say. I think the hitboxes are probably small on purpose.
Yeah.
But it's
Because
so hard,
it makes it-
especially when mine was jittering. I just was
Yeah.
not able.
It, like,
Oh,
it makes it a
definitely.
bit thematic because like I have to struggle to pick up a bit,
exactly.
but that's not fun.
Well, not even. I
Yeah.
wasn't even thinking that. Like, you have to put. It adds intensity. I feel because you have to put so much
but
focus into picking it up, and
There's
then you aren't being
intensity,
able to.
but then it's like I'm literally hovering directly over it as close as I can get, and it still wasn't picking it up because its hitbox was above it for some
Yeah.
reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That may have
specifically
been a
the
lag
ones in the
issue.
shelves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I would
That
kind
was a
of
bit
just
of
find
a
myself
bug.
like scanning over
Yeah.
it trying to find the.
I didn't really have many hitbox issues. I just thought the hitboxes were small, which I felt as if like you had to focus more, which meant that you weren't paying attention to the shots,
are
which made it
small.
more
I
scary
think
when
they're
a
a
shot was
little
like, "Whoa."
bit too small, and that sometimes they're just in weird places.
However, that might have just been an issue with the latest update, how they did the Year of the Rooster thing, so all the loot, a lot of the loot
yeah.
would have changed.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize
that's-
that.
yeah,
I
that
didn't
might-
realize that wasn't just normal.
That's why they were chickens and snakes.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That might have been why the loot would have been a bit off. That might not be a permanent issue with the game.
Okay.
One thing I will say is that specifically, I know it's there for the Year of the Rooster, but at one
I
point
didn't
I
realize
spawned, I turned straight around and looked at the stand,
Yeah.
and right behind me there was this big old dragon head, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought it was a shark, and I had a
I did
heart
that
attack.
too. You get a little with your diving team. There's a little companion robot called Steve, and he helps open like big old chests and stuff. And yeah, right now for the Chinese New Year event, he has the old dragon head on him, and it's big and scary when you turn around in the dark, and it's like, oh, there's teeth.
Yeah. I was gonna say when you said Stan, the first thing that came to mind was this deeply parable.
It's like terrible.
But
I
yes,
can't Steve you.
Steve also adds a nice mechanic for the because the divers have to focus on protecting Steve and killing
you
the
need to
sharks and getting the
repair.
treasure and like putting down things to protect from
And
sharks.
he sort of acts as the timer for the divers.
Exactly,
Because he's got
yeah.
4 or 5 little treasures, and then he
Yeah.
goes on back to the ship.
Yeah, and like it gives sharks another like kind of way because like whenever you hit Steve, it delays him a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you can
slows
also
down.
destroy Steve, which never ever happens.
Can you
can
destroy
destroy
him
him.
completely?
Well, he has a health bar,
Oh.
so what would be the point of repairing if you couldn't
But
destroy
maybe
him?
he can
Oh,
just
no,
like
well,
go
No,
offline,
it just completely incapacitates him until you.
and then you heal him.
Yeah.
Oh,
go-
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just goes slower when you damage him a little bit.
But then he has a health bar, so what happens?
Yeah.
So if you completely
Well, I
If
think
you
he just
completely
completely
empty it
stops.
until you repair it, he's completely.
until you repair him
stopped.
fully.
I don't know. We never got to that
Yeah,
point.
because we
Yeah.
never had fully
So
destroyed Steve.
what happens with Steve is that they're like he gets slower and slower as you hurt him more. So like he'll probably completely stop when he runs out of health, which is like because like if a shark runs into Steve, the divers are probably not going to go up and fix it unless they're like desperate for points and want to get them easy peasy like I do.
No, yeah,
'Cause
I love
if
healing
both-
Steve. He's my little
It's
best friend.
definitely an incentive.
If both sharks immediately just went straight at Steve and hit him twice each, like if they had like the upgrade or whatever,
Yeah.
which they could do before they get killed if they're really quick, then
Yeah.
you could completely do it, and then that, if it destroyed it and you won from that, then that would be the strategy to do.
Because then there's
you know.
it's driving the divers into one place because they want to repair Steve, and you can pick them off, and then.
And I felt like even with the thrashing, well, not thrashing, the dashing nose upgrade that makes you hurt Steve more, you still did barely any damage to him when hitting him with shock. But however, I was playing as the Mako though, which is probably teeny tiny shock doesn't do much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shock's pretty much built for speed.
But yeah, like even then, like just it's always like good to hit Steve because it slows him down briefly. Even just it just stops him for a bit. Yeah, if the divers don't like you, hit Steve, especially if
The Micos don't like
the
it.
Mako.
Yeah.
I eventually, when I knew we were going to lose the Sharks, I just kept him Steve just to annoy Mako.
Yeah.
Because like, I was just repaired him.
I
Oh.
did.
I killed you so many times when you did that, though.
Yeah, but it was so satisfying to annoy Mako.
I think it was why you lost.
No. We lost because I was terrible, thank you.
You do have that pretty, what's it called, Stardust skin?
Yes, I
love that skin.
I've got, you can't market and trade the skins for a few days.
Yeah.
After you open them, which is a bit annoying.
How do you feel the skins and cosmetics were handled? Did you think that it was
I
good,
think,
or?
well, I think they had a nice variation in design.
Yeah, there are some really, really cool skins in that
I
game.
did buy a skin. I know that I could have waited to unlock it, but I'm not sure if I will get it before the event ends. So I bought the little Sakura.
Oh, the little
The
pink
little
one.
pink one, yeah. It
One thing I did notice
was only 9 cents.
in the matchmaking while we were deciding on, while I was choosing like maps, is that each map like said made by Depth Team. So I think they're hoping for in the future.
I think there was one that said made by the Deaf Community.
Oh, okay, yes.
That would be
I think they're hoping for more map variations so that like you can pretty much just play like hours on end and not have the same.
I mean,
That's probably why the coral didn't feel that organic, because there's clearly just chunks that you can drop in there.
Yeah,
I mean, the game definitely, it's still getting really well, the good support, even though it's
Yeah.
been out since 2014, like with the Year of the Rooster expansion.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one important thing I feel with every game is that the developers actually really care about it, and I think they like the game they made, and that's why they keep on improving on it, and that's good.
That's why it's fun to play, because
Exactly.
they keep going.
Another thing that they did really well that I haven't seen done well in many other games, I know Subnautica has, but 3D movement. Like, just being able to move up and down, left and right, especially in, like, a first-person thing,
Yeah.
it's not easy to get right. And
It
they
well.
did it quite well, especially
Yeah.
since you need, like, precision aiming and stuff.
I really love the divers, how the just little dash they could do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It made it
that's
so
good.
satisfying, just to, like move around a lot, dodge.
Yeah.
You can just dodge a shark if you're used to it.
Movement and control is very intuitive and nice, and
Yeah.
like it's a meme amongst the gaming community since like the fucking third Mario game or whatever the hell to hate water levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that it's always really good when you can get good water controls that don't feel too floaty, or the floatiness adds to the fear but not to the frustration.
Yeah, exactly.
Controlling the shark sometimes got frustrating. Like I remember getting stuck, like just backing up not far enough and then bashing into a window and being like, "Oh, okay, cool, I'm dead now because I took too long," and like just being like on this window.
So Nug ratings.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, what do you guys think?
So definitely one of my favorite multiplayer experiences in a very long time.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I'm tempted to give it 6 nugs. I really loved it.
Yeah, it was quite enjoyable.
Those are 6 nuggets in vacuum packed bags so they don't get all soggy in the seawater.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm feeling a 5 with some like just really fresh sweet and sour sauce. Like it makes up for the fact that there's not another nugget in the box. Like I ordered 6, got 5, but it's fine. They're
Like-
fresh, it's nice.
But even when I got the game, I expected 4 nugs because I did not
Yeah.
think the game would be this good.
Yeah, I think that expectation also probably brought up how you feel about it a lot. I knew it was quite a good game. I just feel like at some points like the fact that the diver did eventually get boring if you play it too many times in a row, like,
Yeah.
it could just be specifically because when we play, like, we set our preferences, so we had pretty much the same divers and sharks the entire time.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you don't switch up who you're playing as a lot, it can get a little stale.
I
Which
think
isn't, you can switch up a lot easily, like, it's not a hard thing to do, but I think that what diver's just the same.
For me, the weapon upgrade variety like mitigates a lot of that. It's just like
I
let
didn't
me-
find myself wanting to do anything apart from getting a pistol, earning $4,000, and getting a harpoon.
I just kind of like tried to do as many different things as I
Yeah,
could, see what works the best.
I did the
Yeah.
same, but I went with the rifle. And
Yeah.
then I just got the little turrets every time.
Yeah, definitely very good though.
Yeah, I'm going to explain myself before I give my nug rating.
Mm.
So, I love Left 4 Dead 2. I have nearly... in the entire Left 4 Dead franchise, I have about nearly 2,000 hours
Well, I didn't
from
expect
both
that number.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played a lot. I played it a lot. Not so much anymore. I would give Left 4 Dead a 4 out of 6, even though I intensely love it.
Mm.
So when I give Depth a 3 out of 6, it's not because I don't enjoy it. It's because I think that they could do a lot better in regards to map generation and aesthetically.
Yeah.
I really do like to explore in games, and I could even explore in Left 4 Dead. They had all these things you could see and read, and there was just not that much in depth for me.
I mean, that's like an artist perspective.
Yeah.
Like it would be.
But it is a crazy fun game, and I will
Yeah.
continue to play it because it's real fun.
So, my nug rating would be 5 out of 6.
Hey.
So, it would have gotten that 6th nug, but there's just a shark had just swooped in, stole the last one at the last second. The reason
shark
I give
probably
it
has serrated
5...
teeth, bleed damage on the nug.
Exactly. Oh, don't bleed damage. So I'd give it a 5 out of 6, mostly because, like Georgia, I've played a lot of Left 4 Dead, and it really kind of gave me those feels. Like it's,
yeah, it
it's
definitely did.
it's very good with the asymmetrical multiplayer. I like playing the sharks. If you got bored of playing the sharks, the divers were really fun to play as well. I suppose the only thing that brought it down would be sometimes as the divers, it did get a bit dull, and I didn't see much incentive. Like, if you had upgraded your weapons as much as you felt you wanted to, and then you had enough to buy the consumables for the next time that you died, I didn't feel much incentive to go and grab more treasure. So I was just sitting
I
around in the
definitely was
room
just sitting in the
guarding
room.
Steve.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, well, I'm getting kind of bored. Where's the sharks? If I went out to explore, I was just asking to get myself killed.
Yeah.
And so, that's partially my own fault because I'm not very good at aiming. So I was like, yeah, I'm not confident enough to just stand out here and shoot them before they get me.
That is
Rowan's
true.
girlfriend is a shark hunting master.
So I think a 5 out of 6, I was very happy with it. And yeah, I'm glad that a game has brought back, because Left 4 Dead 2 is kind of died its community.
Yeah, there's just
and
no one
very
playing.
yeah, nobody plays it anymore, and it gave me those kinds of feelings, and I'm happy that something has. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That is one thing, like, the most effective strategy for the divers is to, like, just cheese the first half and then just kind of all stick together, because then
Yeah.
the sharks get fucked up if you, like, go into the group.
Yeah.
So those kind of games were, like, guaranteed victories for the sharks, for the
Divers,
and the sharks were just kind of like, well, I guess I'll just bash windows and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And maybe if I was a higher level, I would have more upgrades that I could get for the weapons that I found that worked for me. Because that was the problem. I was sticking with the weapons that worked for me. But if I was a
Just
higher
the,
level, I would have more upgrades so that I could keep upgrading my weapon, even though I didn't need to buy anything. And then maybe I would have left the room to get more treasure, and then I, would have been fighting the sharks, and then, the whole cycle.
For me, I just, got that semi-automatic rifle and put the night scope on it, and I was good. Good to go. You can see the sharks, it's great.
Alright.
So Depth gets 19 out of 24 nuggets.
Boys,
Pretty good.
boys.
So Ryan, what's been
Boys.
happening in the news?
So in the news, Steam Greenlight has been discontinued,
And
probably permanently.
It's good. That's good. Good.
Good.
Yeah, well, we thought it was good.
Well,
We thought
Yeah,
it
just that
was-
sentence there. That's good.
yeah, let's
But
not look
it's,
further into it.
it's,
Let's go on to the next story.
Making way for something even worse.
Yeah, well,
Potentially.
potentially
Oh,
worse.
potentially.
We don't know 100% the specifics. So
98% we are sure it's
So-
going to be worse.
what's happening is they're replacing it with a system that is being called Steam Direct. Basically, you can get your games directly onto Steam. Oh, so they have a fee which they haven't decided on, which is going to be between $100 and $5,000. There's a lot of variance there, so they want people from the community to say, "Hey, what would be a reasonable price for this?" They've said that you will be
Well,
able
the
to
community
recoup.
is going to say 100.
Well, yeah,
But,
it's...
like a lot of community are kind of tired of like just shovelware, well not shovelware, like just poop getting on Steam.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the people that are actually going to care are the people that are trying to get on Steam.
Yeah, but well,
Plus,
it's...
that is a big paywall for
I-
like startups.
I mean, like that 100 to 5,000 gap was given by Valve checking with developers how much they would want people to play
yeah.
to pay.
So it won't just be Greenlight developers. They'll be looking for input from a lot of people. There's actually been a lot of developers that have just chimed in and said, "Hey, here's what we're gonna do." But basically, they have said that you will be able to recuperate this fee. They haven't said how you will be able to. One would assume that some of this, like
I'd imagine
from
it
the
would be
sales,
retrospective.
they'll-
Maybe it'd be like if you don't get your game onto Steam,
Oh,
or like if they don't,
Oh, no,
if it does get through the quality control, they might add.
Well, I don't think they're going to add quality control, which is the main problem. Like they've specifically said, you pay us the fee, we put you on Steam. It's like almost an immediate process.
The only thing, because now they're actually checking if a game works or not. That's the only thing
Well-
they've said about quality control wise. Well, even to check
That's right,
that,
they
they would
did.
have to open it.
Well, yeah, exactly. So they've said that they'll recuperate it. I think that, like, from what they've said, it will be recuperated. Like, once your game is on Steam, it will recuperate. So, say for
What
example,
does-
you get
yeah.
over a certain amount of sales, then they will pay you back the money. But it's a very flip-floppy word, which is the wording they used, which is we can't say you will get your money back because that's wrong.
And even then, like, yeah, if it couldn't, they don't necessarily say they'll give everything back. You might just get a chunk back.
Exactly. So you will get a part of the fees back.
That's just really stupid, because if you can afford to buy a shitload of assets because you don't feel like making a game, you just feel like making assets,
well-
then you can probably afford to get it directly onto
That's
Steam.
what's going to happen,
That's
probably.
the thing. Steam Greenlight has proven that people are willing to pay $100 just to put a meme on Steam.
Exactly.
I don't think money is the barrier for entry here. They're
No.
like, it's
What I'm hoping would happen, and like the only way this could be a good thing is, the fee will be significantly higher than Greenlight, but not too much for like an indie studio to put something on, and which means less people would be sending in games because the fee is higher,
Yeah.
which means Steam will actually have some quality control because there's less things. Because I think at the moment it's 100 games a day going through Greenlight,
Yeah.
yeah, I bet.
and if it's less than that, maybe the guys available stop being like, stop calling that an unmanageable number, even though
Yeah.
it very much is possible to have a small team look at 100 games a day.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't see the money in saying, like, no matter how much stuff they put through on Steam, I don't think they see the money in adding quality control, because they're like, well, the same games are on Steam, not realizing, like, the perception of their marketplace, I guess.
Their entire, the way they've been doing it so far is like, we don't care what goes on Steam, we're just going to work on getting the games to you that you would want to play.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, the discovery queue is pretty good. Like,
Yeah, it's alright. It's
you never
alright.
get, you probably wouldn't have gotten the Slaughtering Grounds, like,
In the
recommended to you
discovery
anytime
I've
soon.
gotten some
Yeah.
weird things, though.
So,
My biggest problem with it is that it's not so much going to be stopping indie studios from doing stuff, because they're going to be able to get, if it is 5K, they're going to be able to get that eventually. They might take like a month extra, but they will be able to get it. I'm talking about people like, you can't put a game that you made in a game jam up anymore because it's just not viable for you to
To be fair, I
get
think
5K. It has happened.
I don't think a game that has only had 24 or 48
Well,
hours
no,
put
if
into
you
it
like
that should be on
expand on a
Steam.
game jam, you know.
But usually if you've like, the way it normally goes is, before Greenlight, the way you get on Steam is you would need a publisher.
Yeah.
And so even this, it makes it more open than that.
But a publisher doesn't take money up front.
Well, it depends
A
on the publisher.
gives
Yeah,
you
it
money.
does depend on the publisher.
Not that way.
Indie publishers tend to not give you any money. They just kind of
Yeah, but
get
they
you on.
don't take it though.
Well, they take it after you get on Steam usually.
Afterwards, yes.
Yeah.
The keyword is afterwards.
So what does Steam get out of doing this?
I get a cut.
People stop getting mad at them for putting crap on the store.
What do they lose from people getting mad at them?
People, I don't know, like
So here's what Steam gets from this: they get more money.
They get more money?
yeah, like from
They
the
get
fees.
that.
Yeah,
that
from the
fee.
fees.
Yeah, but wasn't it 100 on Greenlight anyway?
It's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's-
more.
and now
it's
it's going to
gonna
be
be
100
200
to 5,000.
Oh, I thought it was like a minimum of 100. Don't worry, I was.
No, they haven't decided what. It's
Yeah,
gonna
they
be.
haven't
Oh.
decided the amount
I
yet.
get where you're coming from. I think they should stop giving a shit about their Steam customers and start giving a shit about their customers who want Portal 3. Thank you.
Like, you think that Portal 3 would happen before Left 4 Dead 3, though? I
Well,
think that Left 4 Dead 3 deserves to be
There was a
there first.
rumor a while ago of a Resident Evil Left 4 Dead crossover.
No, thank you.
No, I just
No, thank
heard about it, but
you. Two different games, no, thank you.
all I'm saying is it's not like a recent thing, but they moved on from being game devs to being a big old dang business.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
want them to be game devs again because
Well, they pretend.
This
So
might
they-
kind of like be like a slow way to do that again. I doubt it. But it's like a way to show them they kind of care about the quality of games. Even if it's just so people think they care,
You
just to
know-
make more money.
yeah, they could just make quality games
They could, but
instead of doing that.
it's a lot less profitable to just make games.
Oh,
Yeah.
Valve used to make games, now they make money.
Well, exactly. That's like the entire thing anyway.
Yeah. So, something that's come out from this. So, the developer Raw Fury, they've made some games I've never heard of, but if you guys have heard of Kingdom Goner or Kathy Rain,
I've seen Gonna Be suggested to me.
okay. Well,
But
basically,
don't know anything about it.
they are going ahead and they're saying, hey, under this new system, if you send us your game, we will judge if it's good enough or not, and we will cover the entire cost
So they're
of putting
offering
it.
quality control.
They're offering quality control.
They're doing more than Steam does for Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I
and they've
wonder
said,
how much
we'll
of
do
a
it.
cut of the profits they want in the long term.
Here's the thing, they want none. All
Really,
they've
just
said,
good guy.
yeah, all they've said is if Steam recuperates the cost to you, if we could get that money back so that we can give it to more developers, that would be terrific, thank you.
If it
That's
give,
it.
If
That's
it,
a
yeah, if it
very nice
refunds
thing.
it.
Yeah,
That's
like
real cool.
obviously from this they're going to get publicity. That's
Yeah.
what they get out
Yeah.
of this.
Exactly.
But
But also,
that's
like-
really nice of them. That's
They definitely shows that like they
Just fostering
care
a nice
about-
community.
Yeah,
Good games.
that's really nice, but in terms of business, I don't think it's the most incredible decision because that's a
Well,
lot
I mean,
of
they-
time.
And it's crazy publicity.
yeah.
That much though?
most of the money
Yeah.
could get recuperated, so it could generally just be like them wanting to get good games on Steam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they might not even lose out on money because if you think about it, like if what Steam is saying is true and you will be able to get the money back, the games that'll get the money back will be the good ones. And if they've played the game and they're like, okay, there's enough, like there's a market for this, people will buy it, then they'll be like, oh, you know, we'll get the money back. It's mostly guaranteed, and we get a lot of good press from it.
It might also be a sort of roundabout way to find really independent and hardworking employees.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
actually, that could be it.
that could also be it.
More benefits for them than I thought.
It's sometimes like it wouldn't be that much effort for them to try and get a game on Steam
Yeah.
through that, and they're just helping the community, getting some publicity.
Yeah.
It's like just
Yeah.
like a nice little wholesome thing.
So, one thing, Daniel Steger, the guy who made Mount Your Friends, he's come out and they asked him, what do you think of this? And he's like, $5,000 is way too much. It'll discourage way too many indie devs.
I agree.
What do you guys think would be the maximum amount that Steam should charge for this?
I would say, yeah, I would go with
Are we
1,000.
talking about a single person though?
Well, I mean, it would
Like
be
a
the
For a
same.
single game.
No,
Yeah.
but are we talking about a
It would be the same fee for no matter
Undertale?
what.
An Undertale guy. Because I think we should consider
Well, I'm considering
single
what
team, like single person team.
I'm considering
Well,
what the fee
It's
should be.
charged
And
based on the game.
Yes.
So are you saying that it should be charged based on individual circumstances and
I
like
definitely
That-
think it should be, but that
that would not be
requires.
possible.
that's a lot more
Well,
oversight than they want.
I know,
For
it
that amount of
requires-
oversight,
it
they could just have
requires
quality
work.
control.
Yeah,
Like,
And that's what I think they should have. I think it's
Yeah, they should
ridiculous
probably
to not
have
have
quality
quality
control.
control.
exactly. Like, at the end of the day, it's not really an argument of quality control because people have been saying for years for Steam to have quality control, but I don't think they're ever going to have it, especially with this new system. It's like, look, we're really saying that we don't want quality control. Because they've said that in the past, Steam Greenlight is not a perfect system. And it's not. It was awful.
It
and
used to be so good, though, back when... Like, it used to be, like, a bit kind of anti-developer, but very pro-consumer, in the way that it took your game months to get onto Steam. But if your game got onto Steam, it deserved to get onto Steam.
Yeah.
And then they just opened the floodgates and just ruined everything.
The problem with Valve is they don't know a middle ground. It's either no games get on Steam or all the games get on Steam.
Yeah.
And this is getting closer to the middle ground, but still
I would
not a good amount.
honestly rather all games get on Steam, honestly, than having such a large paywall.
The interesting thing is, I'm kind of the opposite. I think that
I'm definitely the opposite.
I think that Steam benefits more from having a very selective amount
Well,
of
I'm
games
just
getting
thinking
onto
about
it.
like the indie devs. Like, if you think about it, if you wanted, like, if us four made a game right now that we wanted to put on, how would we get it on
Well, if we
Steam?
made a game and put it on Steam now, it would never get discovered because 10 other games have been released that day.
Yeah.
Well, but how would we
Well,
even get it on?
100.
We would save up the money, I guess.
But how long would that take?
I don't think I would care how long it would take. I just would kind of need to get on Steam and then you kind of set from there.
The other thing is,
But
with
like,
these
it
kinds of
doesn't
games,
guarantee that there's
Honestly-
only your game being released, and it's still going to get flooded with all
It's
the
going to
other
get
people that have
significantly less
finally.
flooded, though.
No, but because still, all the people that have finally saved up that same day as you
I mean, but
are
it
still going to wash
takes
you
longer
out.
to save up $1,000 than $100, which is
Like, yeah.
why there'd be significantly less things in general. And I think, honestly, it'd be more profitable in general for indie developers to save up money now and have less competition.
I don't think there's going to be less competition.
I definitely think there would be.
I disagree.
the whole thing is Steam should have quality control, but it doesn't.
Yes, that's
That's-
pretty much
that's-
the entire thing.
The closing. Speaking of good indie games,
Aha.
Humble Freedom Bundle.
Ooh.
So Humble has come out with a new bundle, which is a $30 flat rate. You get a combination of 50 games and books, and it's earned $3 million in one day.
That's ridiculous, though.
It's normally what they do is they have a lower price, because this time it was $30 for 50 games and books.
Yeah.
Usually it's like the max they do is $15.
Yeah,
But this
is
they
something
had
special.
they just had such a good list of games this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
developers just really got together for this.
Notable games from this are The Witness, Stardew Valley, Nuclear Throne, Octodad, World of Goo, The Stanley Parable. Got a whole bunch of books in here, which I think kind of fluff more than
If
anything
you like
else.
books, look it up.
Yeah. Books are good. There's, I think, I want to say about 10 books. I have no idea though.
Like-
Tower of Guns. There's ones that not many people have heard of, like Sproggy Wood and Hot Tin Roof.
Even just the first few games you mentioned there are worth the $30
Yeah.
rate.
Definitely
Like,
Stardew Valley.
That's specifically why they're
Like for
right at the
Stardew
front.
Valley and
Yeah.
Nuclear Throne, and like a couple others, just $30.
There were a
Meat
couple
Boy.
more games in the bundle, but unfortunately they have sold out.
Yeah, the only
Yeah.
one that seems to be fully sold out is Subnautica.
And then
And
Super
Super
Meat
Meat
Boy
Boy.
has
But
a
you
DRM free
can,
copy.
you can still get the DRM free
Yeah.
of Super Meat Boy.
Yeah,
So
but not the Steam.
the charity that it all goes to is actually supporting of civil rights movements. So they're obviously quite against the travel ban
Yeah,
in
hence
America,
freedom.
hence freedom.
So are
And
some people mad about this because it's considered quite anti-Trump?
It is. I haven't seen anything, but then again, if you go onto those particular forums, there's
Yeah.
probably like people that are angry about it. But honestly, I haven't seen any
Because like,
major
yeah,
outrage.
these are great games, but definitely it's the charity that is the reason that it's done so much.
Is this the same as the other bundles where you can choose exactly how much you give to the charity?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's 100% to charity.
Is
Like
it?
they specifically give 100% of their profit to charity. It's like the main thing that they say.
Oh, okay. That's
so
a
it is not like the
Yeah.
other bundles.
Oh.
No,
Ah.
it's like
Okay.
specifically
No,
like
that's
a,
cool, that's
a
cool.
political bundle more so
Yeah.
than anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a statement.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I don't think they've done any of those before that was 100% charity.
No,
At least not that I know
This
of.
is a
That's
strong
that's
political
also really
statement.
interesting to say that, like, is Humble giving the
Humble Bundle's the name of the company.
Is Humble Bundle? Did they purchase all of these keys, or did they get given the keys? Do these developers support the movement, and thus they've given them the keys?
I think it would definitely be the
mixed
developers.
bag.
Yeah, Humble Bundle will be able to afford enough keys to.
Yeah, that's,
it may be a mixed bag though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like the tagline is PC Games Books 100% to charity, so I can only assume that just means that they give everything they get to charity.
Yeah.
Specifically,
Well, I
like,
assume they did have a budget for this, so they bought
Yes.
a couple of them,
they-
and then
they could
got
also-
the donations where they could.
They could also still have the sliders, and it could be 100% of what you're giving to charity goes to charity. It's kind of the way it's worded, but we haven't tried to purchase it yet. So
Would've
if you
been
try and purchase it,
interesting
you
to
can see the
research.
slider. It would have been, but we didn't. So
yeah,
The ne-
Nintendo.
the next piece of news,
The next 3 pieces of Nintendo.
the next.
Ooh, talk about morally corrupt businesses.
So, Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to have a season pass. This is the first time that Nintendo's done a season pass. They've dabbled their foot in DLC. They've started to inch their way into DLC, and now they've just gone, yep, we're going to have 2 pieces of DLC. There's going to be a season pass, which will be available on launch of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
$20 US.
$20 US, and you get 2 pieces of DLC, which will come out later in 2017. From the moment you buy it, so the moment you have it, there's some unlockables in game, like you get a special shirt for Link.
Yeah, a
that's-
cosmetic shirt, we assume.
it just says it's a shirt, but one would assume cosmetic.
It says Nintendo Switch on it.
It says Nintendo Switch on it, and it's
Very fitting.
Very, very thematic.
I hope it's fitting.
Yeah, it breaks my immersion though.
It actually, I genuinely
Yeah.
think it's gonna break my emotion.
Yeah, can you imagine? You're like, oh, well, this is... Anyway,
fun.
and also you get 3 extra treasure chests that will be spawned that contain useful items.
Oh, they would probably be like consumables, I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
don't really care
Which-
if they're just like a little bit extra consumables. It doesn't really affect me that much.
I really think that having a purchasable leg up in a game like DLC that improves how good you are at the game isn't that bad when it's not multiplayer.
Yeah,
Like
this is
single
this
player,
is a
so like, you
single
can
player
choose
game.
to use it.
And
As long as it
consumables
doesn't-
really seem just like it's whatever.
I think as long as the game doesn't punish you for not having
Yeah,
that leg
exactly.
up.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's certain, notable exceptions. For example, one of the Dead Space games, if you get the DLC, you get a gun right from the start that's really good. The only way to get rid of this gun is to scrap it, and you get a bunch of extra scrap to build whatever you want in the game.
But the way the
So it
Zelda
affects the
games
balance
work are that
completely.
these swords
Oh.
and shields are very important in the games, and then you're not going to get an extra item from these chests.
Well, actually, because they're moving it to more of an RPG. Like, you kill something, it has a loot drop, you equip
Yeah,
the loot
I
drop.
still believe that there will still be a large emphasis on the
yeah.
weapons.
Yeah. So
Like,
that's the
obviously,
thing.
I don't know, but
As long as it doesn't affect the balancing of the
yeah,
game,
if it's
not
like a
inherently
couple
that bad.
potions, because there is crafting. Like, if it's a couple potions, some crafting items, that's whatever. But the thing that I am mad about,
Yes, so they have gated hard mode
Yeah.
behind having this DLC.
yeah,
So the hard mode, it won't be out from immediately when you buy it. They've said that it's designed to be kind of like I guess a new game plus. They didn't say that, but it's essentially that. They
Yeah,
wanted
well,
to be after you've completed the game, but I don't think that's a...
in the
Prerequisite?
Nintendo, in the remakes of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, you could not do hard mode on the 3DS until you'd beaten the game.
Oh yeah,
I
in
don't like
the
that.
original Legend of Zelda, that's how you do hard mode, I'm pretty sure. You just beat the game and then you get hard mode.
Yeah.
Was there a
I-
hard mode?
I think you have to beat, in the original, you have to beat it, then you can do hard mode.
I don't
Oh.
like that.
I don't like difficulty modes being locked behind DLC. That's,
No, that's
it's
just bad. It's
like...
Well, yeah,
it's-
because difficult modes there are there for the consumer to play the game in a way he wants to.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like that.
And you won't even know if hard mode is right for you after you buy it, because you might buy it and be like, this game, I don't like it at this difficulty.
I don't like
Yeah.
that.
I don't think there's ever a case where a difficulty, unless it dramatically changes the game itself, should ever be
That's what I
purchasable.
was saying, because
Exactly.
the way difficulty modes should be done, which is not very often how they are done, is the AI should be more difficult. Not just everything has more health
Yeah.
and stuff, which is how most things do it. It
yeah.
just makes everything spongy and you do less. but like it should fundamentally change. And
I'm gonna
if-
be honest. I've never played any Zelda game on hard mode, so I don't know how they do it.
yeah, and who knows if this is going to be any different? Because honestly, if they do like revamp it, they give the enemies more abilities. They give them stuff. $20 for doing like a bunch of extra stuff, and also you're getting that kind of thing.
No.
That's I honestly don't mind that too much.
If it is like almost like a new experience, just harder, that would be fine. But it's not going to be what that's.
Well,
gonna be.
that's exactly right. I'm speaking ideal world. Like it's even just something that I would like to
the
see
hard
in
mode
games.
with the cool different AIs comes with the game.
Yeah.
Because games say, if a game developer might say it's not viable for us to make a hard mode that has more complex AI and all that kind of stuff. If that was the
Blizzard
kind
says
of thing,
otherwise.
I'd go, hey, I'll pay $5 for a really, really good hard mode that's like really well done.
But will you pay $20?
Well, this comes with a bunch of extra stuff. No, I would not pay $20,
Useless
but
stuff.
well, there's stuff like some of the DLC actually has new story missions. There's new dungeons. There's new challenges.
Yeah,
Which
but
is
that's
standard
that's
DLC.
the later
fair.
to come DLC, not the
Yeah.
initial.
The initial DLC is just the chest and the shirt. Everything else comes later. Yeah.
I think the difficulty should just be how it is in the Elder Scrolls and Fallout games.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this. Let's play this guitar, but it's not Italian.
Yeah.
Was any of that English?
Actually, I don't
But
like
I
the way
agree.
difficulty's done in Skyrim. Because how if you play on high difficulties, you level faster. I don't like that.
No,
like
yeah,
that.
I don't.
Actually, I
that
think
being
you do that in
reward.
Fallout as well, but I'm just like, that means the game gets easier over time because you're higher level than the game expects you to be.
Yeah,
Just spawn in like 17 giant mud crabs.
they don't do that.
I think the whole story is spawn in mud crabs when game gets easy. That's how
Yeah.
you make game.
That's how you make Breath of the Wild. Big mud crabs.
Spawn in crabs.
But yeah.
Everybody loves the crab.
Crab?
So on the topic of the Switch, there's been some more news about Switch pre-orders.
Oh, GameStop.
So GameStop
They
has
just
said,
GameStop.
hey,
Yeah.
they should GameStop. They had 1,000 extra pre-orders for the Nintendo Switch. So rather than going, hey, we got 1,000 extra pre-orders of the Nintendo Switch, first come, first serve, they got a bunch of people in their stores. They gave each of their stores across America a certain amount of pre-orders that they could have.
So
Some
like two.
smaller stores only had like one. But yeah, exactly, one or two. They crammed a bunch of people in the store and said, we're going to do a raffle. And whoever wins gets the honor
Wait,
of
so did people have
pre-ordering.
to pay money to get into this raffle?
No,
Okay.
it's free. It's just
Okay.
if you're in the store at the time, it's
Yeah.
a randomly selected. I don't even know if it's a raffle. It was just randomly selected. You get the honor. You win the right to pre-order the Switch. You don't get the Switch for free. You have to pre-order it. You have to pay all the normal amounts, but you get to pre-order it.
That just kind of reminds me
Is
of
there like pre-order for less than the usual or anything like
No.
that?
No, not at all.
Good.
Yeah, it's
Just you
just
get to do
you
it.
get the right to pre-order the game.
So is the
The
entire
console,
thing that
sorry.
they just didn't get enough Switches?
Probably. So.
Is this a GameStop thing or a Nintendo thing, Goofno?
It's a GameStop thing.
It's a
GameStop
GameStop.
should not have done it like
Wait,
this.
they
To be
just
fair,
are the best at
GameStop,
marketing.
they're holding off 1,000 pre-orders for people that could have got them just from pre-ordering normally.
Actually, yeah.
And then
But Nintendo
but
is
Nintendo
definitely-
hasn't shipped enough
yeah.
consoles, which is why. So Nintendo, they've also
We're fairly sure there's a chokehold on them.
yeah in America, you will not be able to get a Nintendo Switch until April. So they've completely sold out of their first shipment.
So like a
You
month
can't get
after it comes
anything
out.
until
That
the
is-
second shipment.
Like, unacceptably bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they've completely, they're like the first shipment there won't be enough. You need to get it in the second shipment. Who knows if the second shipment will be
Yeah,
enough?
for a console advertised as the one you take outside, play with your friends,
Like it doesn't.
it'll be hard for you and your friends to both get one.
Yeah, it will.
Like the thing is, like this is just Nintendo doing a PR stunt. This is ridiculous because they have enough time, even if they needed to go and sign on additional factories to produce more Switches. They've had the time to do that. They're doing this on purpose.
But Georgia, clearly they didn't know that people want to buy Nintendo consoles. I mean, how could they know that? It's not like they're releasing a new Zelda game, which is one of their most popular franchises.
This just all links back to the thing that one of us said last week, where it's just like they hit the peak of like the marketing, like, ooh, we keep on selling out, it means you want to buy my shit, baby. And then now it's just kind of like they're pushing it. It's like you just let go, you just make a shitload of them, people are in, they're hooked.
Yeah.
So this is just like they're going in the opposite direction now, which
they're
is
just
dumb poopy.
Yeah, they're being idiots. You
So-
fools.
Our last bit of news is that a game everybody still cares about,
Yep.
Pokemon Go.
I love it.
Yeah. So they've added Pokemon from Gen 2 to Pokemon Go.
Might actually make me stop playing.
The
again.
words that I
It
said
won't.
when I initially deleted the app were, I'm going to download this again when Gen 2 comes out. And then when I found out Gen 2 came out, I was like, okay.
There's already people commenting, when's Gen 3 coming? Like, legitimately, it's...
It'll probably make me play for a couple of minutes, then realize why I got bored of it in the first place, then delete it.
Well, the tracking system still sucks. So
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Then I'm not
it's-
going to touch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I'm not gonna
it's-
touch it unless I'm like sitting next to like you, Ryan, who's playing it, and you're like, oh, hey, there's an SB on here. Then I'm gonna open it because that's love me some SB.
So they've added. There's 80 new Pokemon.
That's
There's
not how many are in Generation 2.
Yes, there.
Look at Rowan
No,
pretending
there's,
to know
um,
Pokemon.
there's about 100. Well, there is 100, and they already released a bunch of them.
Have they? When are they going to release the Gen 1 Legendaries?
Never.
That's
Never.
what I...
Like they will at some
It
point.
was a
but-
meme.
If they, that's like the only thing they'll probably get me back into the
Yeah.
game is just wanting the Legendaries.
No.
It was a meme.
So they've added evolution
Amazing.
items so that you can
Legend.
evolve some of the new Pokemon. They've got new berries that like stop Pokemon from running away and make it so you get more points if you catch the Pokemon.
Just more
New
shit to drop out of your bag.
new avatar customization.
Ooh.
The
Yeah.
avatar customization was so shit in the first game, and no
So
one cared that
bad.
it sucks.
Yeah, is it like? Is it gonna give
I
me
just
what
said
I
in the
want?
first game. In the original.
Cute
game.
dresses.
pretty
That's what I
much
want.
nice.
You know that's what I
No,
want.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the data mining, there is shinies in the code. They don't know if it's activated. They don't know if you can actually get them, but in the code, there is the code to get shiny
There was
Pokemon.
also legendaries.
And that was
Yeah.
last.
Look
That
at
the
how
shiny
many
thing was in there
views
last
people
time,
get.
wasn't it?
It was
That's gone, huh?
kind of. I think they got like a pre-release one that they data mined, but it's so it actually came out about a couple of hours before we started recording this, and I went on and I saw a bunch of lures all over the place. Like people are actually starting to play it because they want that Gen 2.
Yeah, we're in one of the our city's like super popular Pokemon Go areas.
Yeah, the place. Yeah, this was the place to catch Pokemon
Yeah.
last year.
The thing to also consider is the Valentine's Day event. One of the things from it is still going, which is that there's the lures last for 4 hours now instead of 30 minutes. That also, whether or not that's a move, because just realizing now, maybe it's like, oh, it looks like a bunch of people are playing because
That is
it goes for
actually
longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that's still going. You missed out on getting all the pink cute Pokemon for Valentine's Day, but the lures
they're
last for
still
4
there.
hours.
They're still there.
Have they introduced trading or being able to choose who you're fighting with,
Nope.
or anything in the actual Pokemon games?
Nope.
Nope.
Cool.
So yeah, there's still nothing fun to do, but you
Yeah.
can get more Pokemon.
You can still go ooh
Yeah.
and
I caught a
And
Wooper
we-
though. Wooper's really cute.
Whoop is great.
Yeah, Wooper's great. So yeah, I caught a Wooper.
Yeah,
That's my story.
great. Love it.
There were great stories from the first
I do
Pokemon
love.
game.
I do.
First
love
fucking
Pokemon.
from the original Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Jeez, what the heck?
I mean both, but yeah.
It's I just feel like they can't make Lightning Strike twice. Like it's
Oh, no,
they
definitely not.
they
It was,
can't
yeah.
bring back what they did.
It was just one of the best experiences in gaming in the longest time when it
And then
first
they
came
fucked
out,
it,
and then it
they
just
just fucked it.
Based on how
it
much
just
they're
died out.
changing the game, I think they still probably have a lot of money that they're saving up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
people do still play the game. Is the thing. They're still profitable. They're still quite
Yeah,
profitable.
it's not
but
how
it's-
it was.
Yeah, exactly. And it's maybe they're thankful for that because their servers could not handle it.
Yeah.
So I logged in what would be the busiest time in a long time, and mine worked perfectly. So Whether it's, it was only just starting
Well,
to handle it,
I think
or...
tomorrow will be the busiest time.
Yeah,
Once
fair
people
enough.
fully hear, like, you can get on this.
So,
The
you
end of
guys-
the news.
that's the end.
It's the end of the news.
Yeah, it's the end of the news.
The news is the end of the news. Let's talk about games
No, I
that we've
have more
played.
news.
The news isn't the end of the news.
Sadly, the Overwatch event.
Oh,
It is finished.
no Reaper Lolita.
Yeah, no Reaper. I was met with disappointment because I did not get the Diva skin that I
I didn't get the Reinhardt
yearned
skin.
for. No, and then I was met with further disappointment when on February 14th there was no Valentine's Day event.
Mm-mm.
Nothing.
No.
Not
Truly-
even an acknowledgement.
Truly a tragedy.
It was a true tragedy.
It's interesting because they did have the voice files for that,
That's
but
clearly as far as they went with it.
yeah, they must have just given up on it.
Maybe they did the voice files and then they were like, oh, hold on, we could do something much cooler and longer lasting with the Year of the Rooster.
Yeah, and I
then just
think
scrapped
I
it.
by
Yeah.
no means want the Year of the Rooster to have disappeared. I would, but why
Oh,
not
it
do
was
both?
great.
Why not do both?
Yeah.
I don't,
You know,
maybe
and I
they
don't
just-
think that Valentine's Day needed to be a long event. Just a single day is fine. Just like, a spray, a profile, just acknowledge it.
I think if
But
they
something happened.
if
Also
they just,
give me more
like,
Diva skins.
if they moved every single person on the Heroes of the Storm team over to Overwatch, then everyone would just be happier in general.
Because no one's using
No one plays
those
Heroes of the
heroes.
Storm.
Yeah, no one's using the heroes on Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, no one gives a shit that Lucio's in the
This
game
is not a
now.
visual podcast. You can't see me walking away.
Don't open the
We can
door.
hear you walking. We would be able to hear you walking away if you actually said something instead of just.
It's huffing and puffing.
But yeah, I really was looking forward to a little Valentine's Day like cherry on top to the
Yeah.
New Year
It
thing. But
really
hey,
didn't have to be anything big.
I found that I have no incentive to play Overwatch again now that the event's gone. So I
Yeah,
guess
I'll
I'm
wait for the
waiting
Easter
till
event.
Easter.
Yep.
Yeah, I
I do hope they do a Junkrat April Fool's skin though.
Oh, yeah, but they won't because they don't do one day events.
I know, but I
apparently.
want that too. They do what they did Christmas and Halloween. That's one day.
Yeah, well, they don't do Valentine's Day.
You've just made me think about how much I want a Junkrat skin where he just has rabbit ears.
Yeah, that
and
would
he's
be
like,
great.
like a
totally.
crazy rabbit
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
Oh,
thing.
no,
that
he
would
should
be
be
really
a
cool.
Bilby.
That's actually
Because
really
we
good.
have, in Australia, we have the Easter Bilby, and you can get little Bilbies. You can also get bunnies, but it's better to get a Bilby because it helps save the Bilbies. Please donate to them, they are dying.
You have the face of like, what's a Bilby?
Fuck's a Bilby.
It's adorable.
We're gonna show you a Bilby after
Oh,
the
they're
podcast.
so cute. Oh.
Everybody look up Bilbies. They're
I
endangered.
recently saw some live Bilbies in the zoo, and
Are they like this, like little marsupials?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag save the blibbies.
Yeah, we need to save the Bilbies.
You know what needs to be saved even more than the Bilbies?
The Bilbies.
Here's the Storm community.
Motherfucker!
Got him.
That's
Moving
right.
on. What do you guys play this week?
Pandolins are critically endangered.
Well, I would also like to
Yeah.
save the pangolins.
Save the Aardvarks.
No, they're doing
I
fine.
think they're fine.
No, save them. Just in general, they look like they need help.
So
Wait,
Ryan,
why are they eating the ants? Like, they evolved to be better than
They
that.
just exist for snoot.
Love yourself more than that. So, Micah, you finished Valhalla.
Valhalla, the cyberpunk bartender action. There wasn't much action, but the other two there was a lot of. It
Cyber and
was-
punk.
Yeah, I definitely. It was the first visual novel that I've played myself. I have a lot of exposure to visual novels. I've never really saw the point in playing one myself because you just watch someone else experiencing it. But I definitely, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I loved a lot of it. I think that, I got a bad ending.
Yeah.
And I got the bad ending rather, and I don't think that I didn't feel like unfulfilled, but there were definitely so many questions that weren't
Yeah.
answered. And I don't know if the good ending has more questions answered, because like the thing that caused me to get the bad ending wouldn't really cause more answers to get.
Yeah. Take it away from me.
Yes. But I love it. If anyone wants a good
Wholesome?
visual, not wholesome.
Not wholesome.
No, lots
Not
of
wholesome.
lots of talking about dildos.
ooh,
No, it's
Sexy.
if anyone
Good
wants a
soundtrack.
good visual novel, it's got a great soundtrack.
Mm.
I'm gonna remember the songs for quite some time. I finished it and I teared up a little bit.
Yeah, this week I continued my love
Tap
affair.
Tap Fish.
Yeah, my love affair with Tap Tap Fish.
Oh, that was a guess.
It was the Valentine's Day event, which I completed and I was quite happy with.
Blizzard.
No,
Valentine's Day events? Thank you.
I will admit that I have now spent money on Tap Tap Fish, but I would like to bring up a very positive story. So when I was purchasing a little paid-for package, something really weird happened and an error popped up. I think that I disconnected and iTunes still charged me. So I was like, oh my god, I've just lost $15. Terrible. So I emailed them and then I went to bed. But when I checked, within 5 minutes they emailed me back. And were like, oh yeah, just provide these details. And then when I woke up and eventually did, it took them about half an hour and they just they asked me if I still wanted the package that I had bought or if I wanted a refund. I said, I want the package, and then they're like, okay, check your in-game inbox. And I did, and it was there. It was just really great. They were just really good about it.
That's
and
nice.
I'm just like super, like, I was talking about it for like 2 hours afterwards because I was so
2 hours.
shocked at how great their customer service is.
It's kind
Like,
of...
it's refreshing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's sad that it's refreshing
Yeah.
that customer service being, like, doing their job now
Yeah.
is, like, a good
I
thing.
mean, especially after all the talk of about Steam Direct.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
like, Steam takes a minute, but...
But yeah, no, it's just real great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Props to them.
most of what we played over the past week has been depth.
Yeah, Debs.
Which again is quite a enjoyable game if it's enough to make us want to play it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the only Game Club game we've played so far that I want to keep playing after finishing it. Or after talking about it on the thing.
Yeah.
The podcast. The Nuggcast, if you will.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Nuggcast.
Speaking of Game Club game, we're changing up the format a little. What we will be doing from now on is we will be having a topic. For instance, next week we'll be talking about the morality of emulators, and just emulators in general.
Well, yeah, just the upsides and downsides of emulation.
Yeah. And then the week after we will be playing Wind Waker. So we will go with a topic 1 week, and then we will have 2 weeks to play our Game Club game.
Yeah, and some of us will be emulating Wind Waker, some of us will be not.
Playing the original, and some of us will be playing the HD remake.
Yeah, Mike will be
Which is
playing the
pretty much
HD
just an
remake.
emulator.
Yeah.
I'll be emulating.
It's just a different.
and
He's pirating it. Rowan is pirating the game.
Well,
that will be a
Really?
topic for next week.
yeah.
So that's the end of the show. We would love to hear your opinion on anything we have talked about this week. You can find us at the Nuggcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget, you can listen to the podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Next week, join us for our discussions on emulation.
Have a cool time.